Have you ever wondered how climate change affects small communities that largely go unnoticed by the wider world? In the azure waters of the Caribbean, there's a tiny island named Gardi Sugdub, a paradise that paints a picture of tranquility and harmony. This paradisiacal island is home to the Indigenous Guna people, who have lived there for over a century, nurturing a unique cultural identity deeply intertwined with their environment. Their vibrant traditional clothing, called molas, serve as a symbol of their identity and autonomy. Their livelihood, traditionally rooted in fishing, has been a testament to their harmonious coexistence with nature. However, the serene facade of this island paradise conceals a grim reality. The sea around Gardi Sugdub is rising at an alarming rate of 3.4 millimeters per year due to climate change. This rising tide poses a severe threat to the Guna's home, their way of life, and their deeply rooted cultural identity. Their paradise is under threat, and the Guna people find themselves on the front line of a global crisis, one that's largely invisible to the wider world. The sea around Gardi Sugdub is rising at an alarming rate of 3.4 millimeters per year, leaving the Guna's home and way of life in peril. The encroaching sea is not the only challenge the Guna people face. Their island home, Gardi Sugdub, is under siege on multiple fronts. Population density is reaching critical levels, forcing the community to grapple with poor sanitation and dwindling resources. The once bountiful seas that provided the Guna with their livelihood are bearing the brunt of rising sea levels. Overcrowding and overfishing have made the once dependable source of sustenance more challenging to rely on. Yet, in the face of adversity, the Guna people are not standing still. They're adapting, turning to tourism to sustain their community. Visitors from all over the world are drawn to Gardi Sugdub, eager to experience the rich culture and unique traditions of the Guna people. One such tradition is the creation of vibrant traditional clothing known as molas. More than just clothing, molas are a symbol of the Guna's identity and autonomy, a testament to their resilience and creativity. But these adaptations aren't without their challenges. As the Guna pivot towards tourism, they risk losing the essence of their culture, the very thing that makes their island home so special. And yet, they persist. They persist because they recognize that their survival is intertwined with the survival of their culture. In the face of these mounting challenges, the Guna people have shown resilience and a determination to preserve their way of life. Faced with the harsh reality of their island home disappearing, the Guna people have made a tough decision. As the sea swallows their ancestral homeland, Gardi Sugdub, they are preparing to become some of the first climate change refugees in the Americas. Their destination? A new village on the mainland, Isburyala. This isn't just a physical move, it's a cultural one. The Guna have a deep-rooted connection to their environment, a bond etched into their vibrant traditional clothing, the molas, and echoed in their livelihoods drawn from the sea. This transition to the mainland threatens to disrupt their unique way of life. Their community leaders, who govern from their Congress House, are grappling with this monumental shift. They have to ensure not just the physical survival of their people, but also the preservation of their identity, their heritage, and their autonomy. The Guna's decision to relocate is driven by necessity, not choice. Rising sea levels and overcrowding have made Gardi Sugdub increasingly uninhabitable, with fishing, their traditional source of sustenance, becoming more challenging. Even the island's expansion through the destruction of coral reefs, rocks, and garbage has only left it more vulnerable to erosion and flooding. But in the face of these adversities, the Guna have shown resilience. They've turned to tourism, sharing their rich culture with the outside world. Yet the question remains, how much of this can survive the move to Isburyala? The Guna people's struggle is a stark reminder of the human cost of climate change, often borne by those who contribute the least to its causes. As we continue to grapple with the global impacts of climate change, their story serves as a poignant call to action. The story of the Guna people is not an isolated case. It is a stark reminder of the human impact of climate change. As we speak, rising sea levels are jeopardizing the survival of communities worldwide, and the clock is ticking. We can no longer afford to stand by and watch as our actions push our planet to the brink. Each one of us has a role to play. We need to understand the magnitude of the problem and act now in whatever way we can. Whether it's by reducing our carbon footprint, advocating for sustainable policies, or simply educating ourselves and others about the plight of communities like the Guna, every effort counts. Spreading awareness is a powerful tool in this fight. It's about creating a ripple effect where understanding leads to empathy leads to action, and action leads to change. That's why sharing stories like that of the Guna people is so important. By subscribing, liking, and sharing this video, you can help us reach more people with these crucial stories. Together, we can make a difference.